When you graduated from college in 1981, you went to University of Pennsylvania. You then joined a company that your father had started, Comcast. At that time, it was a relatively small company. Did you ever, in your wildest imagination, think it would become the leading company that's become in the telecommunications area?
Well, we had about 20 million in revenues that year, and my father, when asked that question for many, many years later, used to say, "Of course." And the reality is, of course, no way did we ever, either of us, dream that we would be lucky enough to be Comcast, NBC Universal, sitting here with the kind of wonderful products and company we have. And I pinch myself every day.
Did you ever say to your father, "I don't really want to join the company, I might want to do something else"? What propelled you to want to join this company?
Well, I've thought about that. I just always wanted to work for my dad. He used to be in the men's belt and suspender business way back before he started Comcast, men's cologne. We used to play with the cologne growing up as kids, and he would have a passion about it. He just made it seem fun for me, and he never pushed me, even in a little bit, to want to work for the company.
What was your father's background?
Well, he got out of the Navy. He was living in Philadelphia, met my mom. They got married. They were married 72 years till he passed away a couple years ago. He was very interested in business, also went to the Wharton School, and he was an entrepreneur, made golf club putters. He went into Muzak and some marketing, and he worked for Senator Benton in advertising. And so he liked the marketing and advertising product side. And one day, you know, he got into men's cologne, and he just loved the smell and the marketing aspect, and then the same with a product like a belt or a suspender. Technology came along, and he got himself convinced that Sansabelt slacks, that is polyester pants without belts, would be the technology that could put him out of business, so he sold his business. And he was walking around Philadelphia, apparently, 1963, and a guy came up to him and said, "Ralph, I've got a new venture for you. You ought to buy a community antenna television system in Tupelo, Mississippi." And as he told the story, he said, "Where's Tupelo? And what's community antenna television?" And the answer was birthplace of Elvis Presley. And in Tupelo, they couldn't get CBS from Memphis. It was a valley town. So they put up a big antenna on the top of a mountain and ran a community antenna, CATV, and those were the early roots of cable television.
Television was for free in those days, and now you had to pay for it in Tupelo, so was that hard to convince people to pay for television?
What he liked about the business was the subscription nature. So in belts or cologne or many other businesses he had been in, you have a product, you sell it. If you get sick next month, you're out of business. In our business, and what he liked about recurring revenue is you have to go borrow a lot of money, build it, and hope they will come. And then you have a recurring business that you then have a base to work from.
Where did the name Comcast come from?
Great question. Doesn't get asked very often. It's amazing that in 1963, being a community antenna television company, he dreamed up the name Comcast. Com was communications, cast was broadcasting, and we're going to merge and be in the future of communications and broadcasting. So he was very visionary in that respect.